Welcome to Parchment Update, an interview series from the Parchment Community Library to bring your community close to you. I'm Karen Woodworth, Library Ambassador. I'm joined today by Library Trustee Penny Beals. Thank you for being here today.
Oh, Karen, thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Well, the street next to the library has been renamed Heasley Memorial Drive, and I've asked you here today to tell us the story behind the renaming. But I want to start with your service on the Board of Trustees with Rob Heasley. What are some of your memories of working with Rob?
You know, so Rob served on the library for probably 30 some years. I was on the board for probably 12, have been, still am. And, Rob was wonderful to work with. The most recently, he was president. In the past, he was a trustee, but been president until his passing. And wow, his leadership was phenomenal. During this last year was a time when our library director retired. We needed to search. I was on the search committee. Rob was calm and his leadership, he nudged the committee when we needed it and helped tremendously when we finally made the good choice that we made. And I just can't say enough about his demeanor, sense of humor always, but intelligent. My goodness, what a smart man. And he did a beautiful job up until the end.
Yes, and he was really a kind man too. And from the library staff member perspective, I can say just his love for the library and his support of the library was just phenomenal.
Absolutely. I know I never saw it, but I know the man shoveled snow down here for heaven's sake. So yeah, he was one of a kind.
That's for sure. Well, how did the idea to rename the street in his memory come about?
So in the library, the board of trustees, when Rob passed, we had considerable amount of donations in his name. What to do, and in all honesty, we're still with that question in mind, what we are going to do, because it's been substantial. His friends, family, gracious beyond measure to our library. But this was, I'm going to say, late winter, early spring, and we were struggling with what to do. Well, I would have to say I took some of this home. Now, my husband, Tom, has been a friend of Rob's also for many, many years with golf and other things, active in the community as we have been. And on the morning of April 7th, I'm eating a bagel, and Tom Beals, the husband, comes to me and says, I have an idea. And he gave me the idea. I said, well, that's a good idea, renaming the street. Soon as I knew the library was open, I came down to the library. Miss Willard thought it was a good idea. She said, but it sounds like something you have to run by the city. I said, well, that's good, because this can maybe be a nice collaboration between the city and the library, which it has turned out to be. But on that day, this is the 7th, so now I'm from home to the library. I went to the city commission I talked to the city manager, and she said, what a good idea. She said, we have a board meeting tonight, a commission meeting tonight, if you could present your proposal. I said, well, okay. So back I came to the library. Jenny helped me write up a proposal, took it back to that very same, it's not even noon yet, to City Hall. And she got that and put it in print so that the commissioners could have it in front of them at the same time that I made the presentation. I have to say, as a sidebar, Rob's wife, Karen, was at City Hall when I was there, and then she's at the library when I came down here. And I'm trying to kind of keep this as a under the wraps situation. And here's Karen everywhere, but it worked out. I did attend the city commission meeting that night. They were so receptive to a person. And there were, God bless him, but he's a lawyer, so he has to put up all the maybe potential objections. And one of them was maybe, usually there's needs a petition to do something like this. He said to me, he said, can you at the library make a petition? And I said, oh, I guess so. And then one of the commissioners said, could we not consider, how many signatures do we need? The lawyer says, there is no limit. The commissioner said, let's count this as the petition. And they voted and they accepted it. And so then from that point forward, it's been pretty much in city commission's hands about this. They took it to the road commission, I guess it was, from the county, discovered that you can't rename a street that has a name. It affects emergency services. And so then they came back with the suggestion of honorary Heasley Drive, which we have ended up doing. And I'm more than pleased with that. That's perfectly fine. I see big cities with honorary drives, and it's just as good as renaming the whole street.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And so now we have those beautiful blue signs on top of the other signs,
do.
and they're very eye-catching.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's so wonderful to hear how things like this go from an idea to reality. And what impact do you hope that this honorary renaming will have?
What I hope for is, I just like his name up there. And one of the reasons that my husband had come up with this idea, because Rob Heasley Honorary Drive comes to Riverview Drive at the same point that Belle Isle Boulevard, comes in the other way. And that's perfect. These are icons of this town. Rob Heasley poured his heart into this town. This was his town. He grew up here. He was passionate about it. It shows in the Veterans Memorial. It shows in the work that he's done at our library, in the city commission when he served there. It's just one small way to honor a passionate, lovely human being.
That's very well said. Well, before we wrap up today, what else would you like us to know?
Well, I'd just like you to know that I feel, the library is in good hands now, and a big part of that is Rob's doing. He was the kind of leader that made you feel that you were doing the right thing. And if you were not, it was subtle, and he could correct and improve on anything that needed to be done. And again, he had nothing but service in mind for his country, this community, his family, library, and town.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to tell us the story today.
It's my pleasure. I like talking about him. I love it. Thank you.